Hello everybody and welcome to Mondoid, your one-stop shop for all things Project Zomboid. And this week, ask Project Zomboid dev team, Indie Stone, anything for the quest for P. Holy crap, man. I always forget what those things stand for. Either way, it's another Ask the Project Zomboid team, pretty much anything. And this is actually going to be taking place for 2 weeks, so this first week will take a bunch of questions. Next week will wrap up the questions. A quick announcement, though. This will be the last Mondoid until next Wednesday. I will not be around next Monday to get Mondoid done right away. I will be in Seattle for PAX Prime. That being said, I will take care of Mondoid a day or two after I get back, after I sleep, and hopefully don't catch the PAX Plague. So if you are looking forward to Mondoid, you're going to have to wait till next Wednesday. But that shouldn't be too bad. And hopefully you guys can be just a little patient. So with this being the Ask the Project Zomboid devs anything kind of thing, that means it's going to be really easy for me because there's not much for me to dissect. There's a lot of questions here that kind of touch on topics that I've already discussed way in the past or even more recently, so we're not looking at a whole lot of new information here. Still, it's worth you coming to ProjectZomboid.com and reading it yourself because there is still some information worth reading. It's just not worth me dissecting and really kind of tearing apart. There's a lot of stuff like they're going to be bringing in, you know, backpacks and new clothing, stuff that we already knew that was in the works, or will we be able to mod NPCs, which I had a feeling you were going to be able to, and it says for certain, yes, of course you'll be able to mod NPCs. That's just part of their kind of letter to the community that modding is going to be an integral part to Project Zomboid. It already kind of is, so that kind of thing. It looks like in Build 30, there'll be a huge overhaul to the health system, which is awesome. I don't really want to touch on that quite yet because I could sit here and speculate the ways that could change the way the game is played, but we don't know how exactly that health system is going to work. It does look like it'll be more detailed, so similar to Dwarf Fortress-y kind of detail, like burns, bullet strikes, heavy bleeding, bone breaking, etc., etc., etc. But as of right now, it is not something that I can really kind of tear apart and examine real closely because we don't have the details on it yet. It's good to know, though. They also talk about things that, you know, maybe in the future we'll start seeing, like will we be able to see, there was a question here, like passable and swimmable water, and they basically say that's really hard to say right now. That's something they'd like to do, but they can't give an answer on that yet because it's a lot of work that is really kind of low on the totem pole when it comes to the development of the game. Just, you know, general things. So is it worth coming to check out? Yeah, I'd say come read this. This is definitely worth reading. There's a lot of cool stuff here, but for me as a Mondoider, not a whole lot to really tear apart, which is fine. I like easy days every so often. But it is worth coming to read, in my opinion. Other than that, not a whole lot. I don't want this to be super short, but it looks like it's going to be a super duper short Mondoid, and I apologize about that. There is a couple things I suggest you come here and do outside of read it. One, I would take a read at this little note right here. This is talking about what's going on with the Project Zomboid multiplayer servers. I can break it down real simple for you. As of right now, their servers are basically DDoS to shit, and somebody claiming to be trying to help them is basically fucking their servers over, replacing the servers with racial slurs and all kinds of stuff, and it's just a huge pain in the ass. So unfortunately, what does that do? It means that what was eventually going to happen was they were going to integrate Steamworks as part of the multiplayer experience. It was going to be necessary. That was not a priority for them, though. Other priorities took place, like animations and NPCs and map and all this stuff. That was a priority. Now that they've got this guy hacking, not hacking, but like DDoSing and fucking them up, that priority, that Steamworks thing has to go up in the priority list, knocking other things down, because if they don't do it, this guy's going to do this forever. So this guy says he's helping, but really what he's doing is fucking everything up. So that guy can go shove a gigantic blank up his blank, blank, blank. Other than that, Blind Coder has added a function to his map, which is you can see inside the houses now on his map. So if you use the PZ crash map like I do when you play, this will be really interesting to take a look at because you can kind of see a layout of a house before you go into it. A little bit cheaty, but for those who have played the game a ton of times and really just want to take a much more detailed look at the map as just for fun, you can check it out here. So that'll be it for this Mondoid. It's going to be a short one, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But come read it. It's a lot of fun to read what the devs say about the questions being asked for them. I'll be back next Wednesday with another Mondoid for you guys. Thank you so much for coming by. If you're a regular, or I should say if you're a once-a-weeker, I'll see you next week. If you're a regular, I'll see you later today. And as always, I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye.